Yes, there he is. Muffler man, holding his hand up at a perpendicular angle as fast as he can. Welcome everyone, Adam the Woo here. You could assume that I am chewing on a root beer mint, but in reality, they are the continual bag of whorehounds, soothing to the throat. Let me assure you, they really are. I never heard of these until the other day. These are steeped in copper kettles to enhance the flavor. I don't know if that's good or bad. It's my second channel, daily vlog channel. It's The Daily Woo. Imagine the amount of eggs you could cook in that skillet. Looks like someone has taken a lot of time and effort into fixing up this old roadside gas station. Looks pretty good. Even has the vintage gas pump out front and a Coca-Cola bench. And keeping with the theming of the era, the inside looks pretty sweet also. Old cash register and a painting of what it looked like back then, or what it looks like now for that matter. I really like the checkerboard flooring and those old tires there on display, just like it was back in the day. For only $2.49, you could get a tune-up right inside the garage. Pretty awesome. A lot of times you see these old gas stations fixed up from the outside, but this one's all done up properly on the inside as well. It's located just on the outskirts of Roanoke, Virginia. Well done. Well done indeed. Hopped on the interstate now. This is I-81, and I'm headed straight northbound. I always try to mix up the roads I travel on. Back roads one day, highways another day, interstates a different day. Keeps it fresh. Arrived now in the town of Natural Bridge. And not only is it the community's name, but it's also the name of the state park. And there really is a natural bridge in this vicinity. This is what it looked like in 1880. I'm certain once I walk down the path, it probably will still look very similar to this. It has had its share of famous visitors in the past, including Eleanor Roosevelt and this list of names. And I was noticing over here, the hotel I showed out front a minute ago, at one point the original building completely burned down. That's what it looked like before the fire. This is the lay of the land map-wise. I was down in Roanoke earlier, and I drove up this way, and I'm currently right there. In fact, if you look right there, very closely, next to the man with the hat, you can see me. You have to squint your eyes, but I'm there. I was informed inside that it's a 2-mile round-trip hike past the bridge to the waterfall and all the other things you want to see. So I got some Gatorade. Stay hydrated. Well, Powerade. Got the name confused. I'm sure that probably happens to them quite a bit. This location was surveyed by the one and only George Washington in 1750, and then the patent was granted to Thomas Jefferson on July 5th, 1774. And even in the very short descent down the stairs so far, there's a lot of natural beauty starting to rear its head. There are trees engulfing the pathway. Look at that one right down there, leaning over, almost like embedded itself in the concrete. They're taking over the trees. They're taking over. A miracle in stone, old as the dawn. The arch is composed of solid gray limestone, 215 feet high. That's 55 feet taller than Niagara Falls, 40 feet thick, 100 feet wide, and spans 90 feet between the massive walls. This is not very comforting, however. Here it is. Holy cow, look at this thing. Wow. That is a natural bridge. The name fits, if ever there was one. Impressive. Most impressive. I have been to this area a couple times, passing through, but never have stopped to see this, to lay my own eyes on this. This is incredible. I really had no idea of how tall it actually was. And if you could barely see it, but there is water falling from the top. Raindrops are falling on my head. Well, on my hand. At 36,000 tons, that's 72 million pounds. Lee Highway, US Route 11, goes right across the top of it. That's something else I did not know. I didn't realize an actual road went across this thing. How cool is that? There are a handful of legends about George Washington in this location. One of them is that he picked up a rock from this creek and launched it up over the top of it. You gotta have a pretty strong arm. It's probably possible. I might have been able to do it back in my baseball playing days, but what do you think? You think you could throw a rock up over that archway? Maybe. And the other is that he took a chisel and a hammer and carved his initials somewhere in the surface of the rock. Now, I've been looking for a couple minutes and I have not seen any hints of where it is. He vandalized this rock. Of course, back then, it probably was not frowned upon as if it were today. I really want to find where his name is. It's got to be around here somewhere. What about you butterflies? Any idea where his name is? Point me in the right. They don't have fingers to point, but point your wing in the right direction. In searching, I did find something else very interesting. On the bottom part of the top, look closely. Now use your imagination, but doesn't that look like a silhouette of Benjamin Franklin? Seriously, in a way, it looks like Benjamin Franklin is looking off to our right. Maybe it's just me, but that's kind of what I'm gathering from that. I think success has been achieved because of this hint, this box surrounding, I think those are the initials right there. I can't get in too close, but if you kind of zoom in, you can faintly see a GW right there carved in the rock and some sort of plant starting to formulate. Is that a cherry tree? At the bottom of these concrete bleachers is a podium. And off to the left is a garden, which looks to be maintained after, and a small village behind that fence. Taking us back to 1699, over 20 years of research and thousands of hours of labor have gone into authentically reproducing this exhibit. Oh, not a village. I was incorrect. It's an exhibit, not a village. I am currently inside one of the thatch homes. I think this is a wigwam, specifically. I'm not certain on that, but I think that would be classified as a wigwam. Yep, it is. Some animal fur hanging over this stick. Ooh, this is a skunk. I don't want to smell it, but I'm just going to take their word for it. Oh, a raccoon? What the heck? A river otter? These are not reproductions. These are real animal outer areas. Inside here appears to be some sort of meeting room. Yeah. Oh, wow. That's a turtle shell right there. What do they do with this? Are they like take that stick and play it like a drum or something? I'm not sure. This is the trading post. This is where you would come to trade off what you had and get something else in return. And they have a little fire going here, used for cooking and for making tools. Not allowed to go back in here, but there is a cave that goes pretty far back. 1806 was the year this was first discovered. I'm sure it was stumbled on way before then, but that's when it was documented. And just standing here, It's a lot cooler. There's a very cool breeze coming out from there. Snakes. Why would there have to be snakes? Asps. Very dangerous. You go first.
Where you going, little beetle? Looks like he's doing a little burrowing. Trying to get down to the ground, or you just trying to move that stick? I think he's collecting stuff. Or he's just drunk. One of the two.
If you look closely, you can see some little fishies swimming around in there. Barely. They're going a little too far into the surface to really get a good look at them. But you can, however, get a good look at this. A magnificent waterfall careening down the rocks. Very soothing just to sit here and listen to. I enjoy a lot of different things. Some are man-made, some are natural beauty like this. And of both of them, the most relaxing of the two definitely are these type of places. He likes being in the water, just cooling down. It's a little warm out here, so I can't blame him. Refreshing. Definitely glad I stopped off here this time. It used to be $22 admission, but they've lowered it to $8. I think a different organization has taken over the premises since last time I passed through. And if you're worried about the falling rocks, they do supply some headgear. I didn't see anyone wearing these, however. I probably would have got some strange looks. I look more official in this, right? Yeah, I would have just been more official. Did you have a good time out here, Mr. Raccoon?
I did have a good time.
Are you glad you didn't get your skin torn off and hung from that stick?
I am glad my hair and skin are still intact. Yes, I am.
I am still currently on state park property, but that only happened very recently. A few miles closer into town is where the state park used to end, but it expanded out, and in doing so, they forced Mark Klein, the creator of what once was here, to remove his precious Foamhenge. Last time I came through, months and months and months ago, I took some drone shots, some aerial shots to document this amazing attraction. I had to pull over to see if it's gone. My hunch, my calculations were correct, and it has been completely removed, erased from existence. Right there is where the wizard would have sat. You can still see where he was placed. It's kind of sad in a way that it's gone. Rumor is it was moved to a different location, but I have not confirmed that just yet. Either way, it is very odd to not see it in its normal home. This is where it always was, looking over the mountains. So beautiful. Rest in peace, Foamhenge, at least from your original spot. Wow. Here's where they were. Here's where they were placed into the ground. Remnants of Foamhenge. If you want to see what it looked like back when it existed, look up the TheDailyWoo 1498. That's 1498. And I don't know, those might be. Whoa. Almost fell in that hole. This really is a beautiful area to be cruising along through. Trees, mountains, beautiful weather, sky. That guy passing me. Whoa, he had a hard hat. he went looking for George Washington's initials too. You want to say it this time, Big the Foot? You want to say it this time? Come on, say it. Don't be shy. Man, he never wants to say it. Say it. All right. What about you, Crete? The vlog is over. Thank you.